Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Tuesday, the 26th of November. With McShane, we're working our way through the prophets. Today we begin reading the prophet Micah. And in the first chapter and the 5th verse, he asks the question, what is Jacob's transgression? Is it not Samaria? Now he's looking at Jacob as the northern kingdom, and Samaria was the capital city, and in that city they had introduced idolatry. The first king, in order to prevent people going to Jerusalem to worship, had established idolatry. And so Jeroboam had made the northern kingdom idolatrous, and that was a mark of Samaria. But then he continues and he asks, and what is Judah's high place? High place, a center of idolatry and pagan worship. Is it not Jerusalem? So Jerusalem, where the temple was, so that had been the center of true worship, had become a high place. And he picks the idea up a little later in verse 9. We read, for Samaria's plague is incurable. This problem that Samaria has, the idolatry, the turning away from God, is incurable. And it continues, it has spread to Judah. It has reached the very gate of my people, even to Jerusalem itself. And it was true back then, that the idolatry that had started in the northern kingdom permeated into the south, and quite soon ended up in Jerusalem. And you had some of the kings even putting idols into the temple of God. And as I read that, I thought, this is not only true back then, it's true today. We don't do idols, but so much false teaching and so much error does tend to spread. And it's a constant challenge to the church to, in a sense, guard the truth. Be aware that there are some areas round about that they will have idolatry, and the temptation is to accept what they say and acclimatize to it and adopt it, and not be too aware of it. And so it's a constant call to us as Christians to look at God's word and let that guide us. And where there are ideas, and some of them are quite wonderful ideas, and we think, oh, that sounds really nice, that sounds really good. We step back and we look carefully and we say, is this biblical? Is this right? Or is this a slow, pernicious infection that will lead us away from God? So be encouraged to hold on to God's word, his revealed truth, and use that as our standard. Because otherwise, like Judah, we will end up being infected with an incurable disease from other places. Be encouraged that God can protect us, and God does hold us and love us. Be blessed.